David is training today as station master, so there will be times when he is very clearly in charge. So we found as many seats as we could, but we've had to leave some passengers behind. We've had a report of a tree blocking the line just outside the station.
Today, Murray Motley is the station master at Tenterden Town. In 2020, Murray retired from a 43-year-long career on the mainline railway. After a couple of years gardening, he came to the K&ESR Sussex Railway for a day out with his wife, and in April 2022, he did his first shift, and the rest is history. Many of the older visitors can remember when steam was king, but for the youngsters, this is their first experience of a steam railway.
Well, the children love it. I've got 3 young grandchildren of my own, so they're quite familiar with trains, but we get the youngsters coming along here, especially on a weekday. They're coming out with grandma and granddad. The children are often wide-eyed. They see the steam locomotive. They've never seen one of these snorting, breathing monsters before. They're wide-eyed. They go on the footplate. Sometimes they come back again very, very quickly because they find it a bit scary. Others will absolutely love it and stay up there as long as they can. And on the train, we take them into the guard's van and we show them where the handbrake is and all sorts of other bits of the paraphernalia in there. But if they're very interested, we'll show them around the station, maybe into the signal box. But for the children, it's part of the reason for being here is we're showing them how it used to be. And on the train, I've clipped a ticket and I've heard a dad say, "That's how they used to do it in the old days, son." Nowadays, it's just a phone and a barcode reader, but we do it the old-fashioned way with clippers, which gets me into trouble with the cleaners, but never mind. Another platform assistant, how you doing? If you want to get yourself signed in, I thought we'd have a quick gab before we start so everybody knows what they're doing.
Yeah, we've got plenty of time.
And then it might make us look as if we're in control of everything, which would be good. Hi, Robin. You right? David is training today as station master, so there will be times when he is very clearly in charge. We're going to take it in turns to do train dispatch and that sort of thing today because it's important he gets a go at doing that. So we'll just work turn and turn about with that. Everybody knows each other, you all know each other. Yeah. So we've got a trainee with us today. Somebody want to take him under their wing? So usual thing, show him the tea room, toilets and all the other stuff. Yeah, the important stuff. Yeah, show him how to make the tea as well. That's even more important. Okay, so we're running a 5 train service today. First one out is at 10:20 and I'm told they're both steam today. And yeah, usual thing, bins and bogs. I'm looking at you, Pete, because you love doing the bins.
I'm sure that's all right.
So usual thing, keep an eye on the bins, keep an eye on the toilets. We'll just make sure everything's ready in a moment. David will go around and check everything. Thinking about safety, we've got the steps, as you know. Is everyone comfortable with using the steps? Just a reminder, when you pick them up, bend your legs. Don't use your back to lift them. Bend your legs and pick them up with a handle. Otherwise you might hurt yourself. Keep your eye out for passengers with the big gap because we don't want anybody going down between the train and the platform. The usual story on that. And I'm paranoid about that, as you know. So if we can keep a close eye on that, that'll be great. And in more general safety terms, keep yourselves safe today. Don't do anything silly. Don't take any silly risks. I think that covers it all. Has anyone got any questions, any observations on the day? You all okay and raring to go?
If you could just turn the heat up, Murray.
Okay. Shall we sing the company song? Does anybody know what it is? Maybe it's the theme tune to the Titfield Thunderbolt, who knows? Okay, right. It's tea time soon as well.
I can smell bacon rolls.
Can you? Yeah.
Do you know?
It's in my car.
What is your wallet?
It's cooking. I was going to say it's cooking on the radiator, but it's an electric car, so it can't do that, can it?
Access just a pair of short steps to get.
Morning, Alan. How you doing?
Morning, Murray.
We get quite a few people here on holiday from foreign countries. Germany is particularly popular with us for some reason, but also a lot of locals. So we get that opportunity during the quieter parts of the day to sell the railway to them, Train dispatch is obviously a very important part of what we do, and we're responsible for safety. Our job is safety critical, so we have to have medicals every 2 years. I've got mine next week actually. We have to have a basic understanding of railway rules and regulations. So here at Tenterden we have a particular issue with the platform being quite low and a long way back from the track, so we have to be very careful to make sure people are using the steps, not falling down in the gap. And obviously if anybody does get hurt, we have to know where all the first aid equipment is, the defibrillator, all that kind of good stuff. But safety is first and foremost what we're responsible for, of ourselves, our colleagues and the passengers as well. After that, it's making sure everybody's having a really lovely day out. Is that a pantomime dame?
Yes, the pantomime dame, as is that one.
And who, good grief, and who are you doing this? Bennenden Players?
Bennenden Players.
Right.
That's a nice one. No, it shows I can do different characters. That's a
God, is that you?
Victorian lady.
Wow. You do look quite good, I must admit.
Yeah.
But you know, we were talking earlier about why I come and volunteer here, and I said because it's fun.
Yeah, it is.
And we dress up.
Yeah.
I talked about my costume.
Well, I do have
yeah.
a lot. I do,
we put
yeah,
our costume on, don't we? Yeah.
So check all the toilets.
Yeah.
Make sure they're clean, tidy.
Don't forget to yell out before you go to the ladies.
Hi, ladies.
One of the things we have to watch out for as station masters is we have different types of train on our railway. So today in the platform we've got what we call the A set, which is 5 carriages long. We have to put steps up at many of the doors, and we need quite a few platform assistants to do that so people don't fall down the gap. We have shorter trains. We have the DMU, diesel multiple unit, or the diesel observation train as we call it. That's just 2 carriages. One of the interesting things here is one of our new steps. And we were using metal steps here which were causing damage to the side of the carriage. You can see the scratch marks here. And then one day last August I was sitting on the Highland Chieftain travelling from Inverness to London King's Cross, as you do, and I looked out of the window at Dunkeld, which has even lower platforms than we do, and I saw a step which looks just like these. I came back here in great excitement and I said to our then infrastructure manager Brian, I said, Brian, can you build one of these? And within 2 hours he had actually built one. You see it here, and it looks just like the one in Dunkeld. We've tried them out, we've put little wheels on them, we've made a few modifications to make them work properly. Helps that the doors open over them and that sort of thing. And now we're using them all down the side of the train, and they're painted yellow, which means we don't all keep falling over them anymore, which was one of the problems with the metal ones. You turn around and trip over it. And we've now got a much safer way of working. And the reason why we're having to do this is because to solve the problem properly would require the whole platform to be rebuilt, and that would include moving the track to get the curvature right. Cost of doing that is in tens if not hundreds of thousands of pounds. So for a few £100 we've been able to effect quite a good, maybe temporary solution for the next few years, saving us a lot of money, keeping our trains nice, and most importantly of all, keeping our passengers safe. problem we've just had here is that that was our B set train, which was working the 11:25 to Bodiam, and we normally only run 2 carriages on that train because it's not very busy as a rule. So today it's had 2 locomotive haul carriages pulled by our 151-year-old Terrier engine, which can't pull very much. Unfortunately, rather more people turned up than we were expecting. So we found as many seats as we could, but we've had to leave some passengers behind. And at the moment, Robin, our general manager, is looking after them and seeing what we can do for them. It's annoying, it's irksome, and it occasionally happens. We don't always get the number of carriages quite right, and we've messed up a bit this morning. Well, there's things we can offer the passenger. We could offer them a refund, which is not ideal, or we can offer them a space on the next train or some free tickets for another journey at some point. Putting extra carriages on the train is not always easy because it involves shunting, and we need shunters to do that, which we may not have here today. But also that locomotive wouldn't have been able to manage another carriage on the train. These are steam engines. They take 4 or 5 hours to get ready, so we can't just pull a steam engine out of the shed. We could go and get a diesel out, but then people would say, but we came here to see a steam engine. So, as ever with railways, it's like peeling an onion. You peel away one problem and then there's another one sitting underneath it. That's the nature of railways, and it's what makes them so much fun. But don't tell those cross passengers I said that. Are you filming now? So we've had a report of a tree blocking the line just outside the station, and there's 4 of us heading down here now to see if we can clear it without too much effort. We moved as many branches as we could manually, and then subsequently Ian the signaller came back with a couple of nice bow saws and we were able to finish our job off with that. So we were probably blocked for about 20 minutes, I would say. Important to emphasise, we all had the right safety qualifications going down there, and we were all extremely careful and watched out for our own safety. Sadly, there were in fact 2 casualties. We discovered an unoccupied bird's nest in the branches of the tree lying on the ground, and nearby there were 2 dead fledglings, which was really quite sad. Unfortunately, there was nothing we could do for them. But the tree's cleared, the train is gone, and life continues uninterrupted in the idyllic and bucolic K&ESR Sussex Railway. How many times when you get home from a day out can you say to your partner or your mum or your dad, that was the best day ever? Well, you know what, when I've been station master at Tenterden town for the day, I say that every time I come home, and today has been no exception. Let's just think about what's happened today. There's been 3 big things for me today. I've spent the day training a new station master, showing him the ropes, showing him what to do, helping him where necessary, working as a team. And then of course we had the B-set train earlier, which was only 2 carriages long, and we ran out of seats because we had too many people turned up for it. Well, slightly embarrassing because we had a family who'd paid quite a lot of money to travel on that train, and they couldn't get on it. Little boy crying because he wanted to go on the steam engine and he couldn't. I'll tell you, it was heartstring tugging stuff. Robin, our general manager, turned up just at the right moment, and he took them off to try and sort things out, and we were able to let the B-set go steaming on its way down the track. Those unhappy passengers, we turned into very happy passengers. We gave them lovely seats in Diana, our kitchen car. We got them teas and coffees. They had a whole carriage to themselves, and when I went in to wish them a good journey, their children were running around in the big space of this lovely open carriage, and they had a fine time. And when they came back, they said it was brilliant. So from the jaws of defeat did we pluck victory, and we had some happy customers. And then of course there was the tree. At about 2:05, a tree blew down and blocked the railway just outside Tenterden station here. And within 20 minutes we had the line reopened again, and we made our way back up to the station. That was a new one for me. I've never had that happen before. So yeah, tonight I'm going to go home again and I'm going to say to my wife, I have just had the best day ever. And if you want to be able to go home and say that, why don't you come and try being a volunteer here with us at the K&ESR Sussex Railway? We've got so many different things you could be. You don't have to be a station master You could drive an engine, sweep the platform, paint the buildings, whatever. We do experience days, so go to kesr.org.uk and sign up for an experience day. We'd love to see you. And then you too can go home and say, I have just had the best day ever.
What an exciting day for Murray, our station master at Tenterden Town. A few days later, we received an email from the family that could not board the train, and it just goes to show what can be done with outstanding customer service and pride in our railway. It said, "Just a short email to thank your staff today. After having a problem getting onto a train, it was hard to tell my 3-year-old grandson that we will have to wait for the next one. But your staff went above and beyond in helping us and moved us to first class on the next train. We really appreciated what you did for us, so thank you, and we will certainly be coming back again." So well done everyone involved for a great team effort, and many thanks to Murray for guiding us through his day.